To move on to this is the entree for today's episode. I've had this in the chamber for like a couple episodes now, but I think this needs sort of some room to breathe. And now this is another very edifying addition to the John Fetterman lore, to the Fetter lore, if you will. And Felix, I mean, I think it was definitely you on this show who has several times made a joke that Fetterman is a golem of some kind.
Yeah. Well, multiple people.
It's
I'm certainly not the first to it. Yeah.
Well, there is now reason to believe that that may in fact be the case.
And he is, if we are to believe the contents of this article, an incredibly unimpressive person made him into a golem.
Yeah.
It's like we used to think that like only the most powerful rabbis could summon golems.
Yeah.
I used to dream about being in like a Pei Mei situation with who is that the Council of European Rabbis that Justin Bieber had to apologize to. Right. I fantasized about them training me, and I would become like this powerful necromancer who was sending armies of golems to like do my bidding. But it turns out just like any loser can do it. If you have enough time, you don't need any like Talmudic training.
This is New York Magazine. Basically, has a piece. The headline is "The Man Who Explains Israel to John Fetterman," and like
explains is doing it, being a little generous here.
Well, I guess like the executive summary of the article is that John Fetterman has a Jewish fella who he's pals with, and who travels everywhere with him and sits in his office and like sits in on meetings that he has with foreign leaders like Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of the pushback to this piece being like, oh, so like a senator can't have a Jewish friend now. Is that what you're saying? And it's just like, well, I think in the context of this case of a man who's like, brain damaged and now has this guy who kind of, according to his own staff, sort of appeared out of nowhere and now travels everywhere with the senator and seems to have like an unelected guy who's like never had any role in government. According to LinkedIn, he's in the business profession.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. That's a good line of work. It reminds me of in college we knew this guy Martin. I'll never forget when he asked our friend Kyle, "Hey Kyle, your dad works in the business industry, right?" That's this guy.
Over the last 3 years, the Democratic Party's support for Israel has undergone a dramatic reversal. In 2024, 18 Democratic senators backed a measure to block arms sales to the country. In April of this year, it was 40. Polls show about 2/3 of Democratic voters sympathize with Palestinians more than Israelis. And then there's John Fetterman. While the rest of his party reluctantly retreats from an ironclad allyship, the Pennsylvania senator has promised to be the last Democrat standing with Israel. His political identity is increasingly defined by a blanket defense of the country. Online, Fetterman frequently mocks critics of Gaza. In interviews, he has pushed back on claims that Israel's actions in Gaza constituted genocide. Going on, he said when the war began, "God bless the United States, our great military, and Israel," Fetterman added, "if these elements constitute some kind of geopolitical holy trinity." By Democratic Party standards, Fetterman's position on Israel is extreme. There are a multitude of theories as to why. The senator is a contrarian. He enjoys attention. He has convinced himself that is indisputably in the right. But people close to Fetterman cite a previously unreported factor too. Behind the scenes, Fetterman is being encouraged and counseled by a little-known man in his late 30s named David Davi Safir. I like their movies. I don't know why they broke up, but I guess the other one is doing like politics now or something.
Yeah, this is sort of, he's a director in a sense now. He's a director of Senator Fetterman's.
John, hit your mark.
Yeah. By the way, what does Giselle think about? She's been replaced by this loser.
By Davi.
Yeah, she's pretty much, yeah. Is she ever gonna every 3 months, after Fetterman votes for the, let's cut off the dreamer's head bill, she'll post like, as an immigrant, it's scary to read the news. And everyone's like, oh, she's so good. And it's like, why doesn't she hit him in the back of the head with a blackjack and kill him? She's so good. That's what I would do if I were her.
Safir, a writer of Jewish history and fundraiser for Orthodox causes, has no public background in government or counseling politicians on Capitol Hill. He is not an official staffer or paid outside advisor. A few years ago, he just kind of appeared in the senator's orbit. one former Fetterman staffer, remembers. See, I think they're remembering it incorrectly. I think it was actually Safir who was always there, and then one day a giant bald ogre appeared with him, seemingly molded from clay, and with the Hebrew word for life inscribed on his giant Shrek-like head.
This is who is the character that the unexplained character from the movie 57 Seconds that hung out with Morgan Freeman?
Fuck, I don't. Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah. Like the alien or the person from the future. Yeah.
God damn it! I was just looking up trying to remember his name, and he's not credited in the IMDb or anything. It's pissing me off so much because that is this guy.
Yeah,
he is that unexplained blue guy from that movie. God damn it.
A few years ago, he just kind of appeared in the senator's orbit, one former Fetterman staffer remembers. And then suddenly, he seemed to be everywhere. Staffers would walk into Fetterman's office only to find Safir sitting in the room. When the senator went to Israel in 2025, Safir joined him on the trip. Did Giselle go on that trip with him?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't. Maybe.
Like in the New York Magazine article, there's a photo of him and Davi at the wall doing the wall thing, and I don't see Giselle in the picture.
Maybe
maybe she took the photo. I don't know.
If you're really short, maybe they let you get in the wall. That would be fun.
When Fetterman filmed Real Time with Bill Maher, Safir met up with him in Los Angeles. The two are constantly texting and talking, according to multiple former Fetterman staffers, and Safir has unofficially operated as a top campaign fundraiser and senior advisor. He has even set up and attended sensitive meetings with foreign officials. In some cases, he is the only person in those meetings, I've been told.
Wait, so they're meeting with him.
Wait, I guess that implies like with Fetterman.
Okay. But I mean, that's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Yeah. He's the one doing the talking, I'd imagine.
You could like tell John Fetterman anything, and he would just go boo boo. Like if we like put on suits, we could be like, and we just walk with enough confidence, like how Agent 47 does in the World of Assassination trilogy in a disguise. We walked into the Dirksen Federal Building. We were like, yeah, we have a 5:30 with Fetterman. We're from the fucking Israel Foundation for Israel. And we would get in there and we'd be like, yeah, we need you to nuke Tel Aviv and then shoot yourself in the head and then eat poop for lunch. He'd be like, man, I know how important the situation is, the time in the life is.
Let's just go. Whatever it takes.
Whatever you want to do, have to do this time. We'll have to do what you need to do. I think it's clear what type of situation the time it is.
Like I'd say the pushback is like, okay. Oh, so it's wrong for a senator to have a Jewish friend now. It sounds a bit anti-Semitic.
Yes, but unrelated.
But
that's not. That's we can.
You can't have your friend being like taking meetings with foreign leaders. Like, well, like you sketched out what that meeting is like. Like, see, Davi probably hands Fetterman like an enrichment toy, and then gets down to work talking to Benjamin Netanyahu about like how to get the bioweapons lab guy in LA and Las Vegas out of the country.
All right. So which pedophiles are we extracting from danger this time?
In September 2025, Fetterman and some of his senior staffers gathered in the senator's office for a meeting with Yashai Leiter, the Israeli ambassador to the United States. According to one of the staffers in attendance, Safir was inexplicably in the room too. It was far from a public event. During the meeting, Fetterman tested out a proposal to force every senator to vote on whether they think Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. And they were like, no, actually, no, John, don't do that, no.
He's a genius. They should put him in charge of the lobby.
He's like,
he's so smart.
We got to get everybody on the record right now. Is this genocide or not? And it's just like, they're like, no, we don't acknowledge that. Like,
his ideas are so good.
Because Schumer was in this meeting too, and a savvy guy like Schumer is like he exists to table, postpone, flummox like any vote like that would have to get any Democratic senators on the record on is your ally and the people you're taking all this money from, are they mass murdering and raping people by the hundreds of thousands?
I know that like people were laughing at the idea of him running for president, but like I want him to be president now because he would accidentally like nuke Israel.
Well, yeah,
he would be like, oh, I'm going to make a bill in the Senate that says do you want to nuke Israel? Yes or no? So we could get people on the record. And it just accidentally passes. It's like, oh shit.
Like,
oh fuck.
So it says here, later and Safier did not consider this a good idea. Fetterman eventually backed off.
Why?
Yeah. Throughout, the two politicians gossiped freely. According to the same staffer, Leiter told Fetterman that he had prodded Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, despite his fervent support for the state, to be even more helpful to Israel, asking the Jewish politician if he puts blood in his matzah. Fetterman chuckled. The person in attendance said, not picking up on the gravity of the insult. The Israeli embassy denies the comment. Ambassador Leiter said to Senator Schumer, as he said in other senators and congressmen, that the accusation of starvation in Gaza is no different from medieval blood libels. The embassy said in a comment. By the way, I just love the way the invocation of blood libels, medieval blood libels, which means like, even though they're joking about putting blood in the matzah or whatever, it's just like now it's like all the rape shit is like that's a blood libel now, and it's like that's not a centuries old trope,
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Like if you go back to the Middle Ages, Shakespeare wrote a play about how one day they'll have a state that won't stop raping people for fun. Like it's like what?
No, this is something that no one could have come up with. This is so depraved. That, but also like it just like is blood libel just anytime you say something. Acknowledge that any Jewish person did anything bad. It's blood libel.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing the same thing with Epstein class now.
Yeah.
Like, that's anti-Semitic, to imply that AIPAC or Jewish billionaires like throw their money around to sway U.S. foreign policy to benefit the state of Israel. Like, that's just true. Like, that's an objective description of reality.
The conviction of Phil Spector, blood libel.
So it says here, in conversations with 11 current and former staffers for Fetterman. By the way, current and former staffers for Fetterman, like they must be eating great in terms of giving anonymous quotes to reporters over the last couple of years. Like, what else do they got to do with their time? Like, why not just go on the record?
I love how there's this. How fucked up do you have to be a former Fetterman staffer and not be with Searchlight?
Yeah,
that's like in the Boys comic. There are all these superhero teams, and like the Seven's the best one, but then there's Payback. And it goes all the way down to
there's like the X-Men equivalent where Charlie Xavier's like raping everyone.
Yeah, and it goes all the way down to Super Duper, which is like all of them are good people, but they just have shitty powers. The Searchlight Institute is like at the lowest of low. But there are people who work for Fetterman that are like too fucked up even for that. And their job is just to they are subsistent sources. They give anonymous quotes to people who write articles about Fetterman for like 400 calories worth of cracker crumbs a day.
Price of the quote going up.
Yeah.
There are a few who Fetterman seems to trust beyond his dad and brother who are conservative.
Oh man, have we ever seen Fetterman's brother?
I don't know.
It would be funny if he like had hair. He was like really strapping and handsome. He has like a really hot brother.
Bobby Maggio, his 2012 campaign manager, and now Safier, who has become arguably the senator's closest confidant. Fetterman's dwindling inner circle has by default given Safier an unusually large influence. When he is on Capitol Hill, Safier will hang out and sit in Fetterman's office all day or walk with him to the floor. More like walk him to the floor.
Oh my! Can you imagine? By the way, imagine one of my least favorite things in video games when you have to follow an NPC escort? Somewhere and they walk at like 25% of your slowest walking speed.
Yeah,
that's how committed.
Like when they're
Safier is
when they want to make it like it's still an in-game experience, but we're gonna have lots of like expository dialogue.
Yeah, I hate that. You have to be so committed to Israel to do that with Fetterman because he is just the worst slow walker. You bet.
Yeah.
You have been behind a Fetterman type guy in public. You have fantasized about kicking out the back of his knees.
Yeah.
I used to have this invasive thought about like what it would be like if I just wound up with like a full body kick and like kicked an old person. And I know that's really, I would never do that.
Yeah, no, but we talked about this before. Like sometimes you can't help your brain from just having like thinking like the most evil thought.
Like what would that look like? How would it feel? Like what would people say to me? And I don't think they would like it. But doing it to Fetterman, like could you imagine like I'm at the if I was at like the peak of my strength, like just a smooth, perfect wind up kick to his midsection, or like a chasse from Savate, a chasse kick that kicks out his knee, because his joints are probably just like shit.
Yeah, He's like a big old dog.
Yeah,
Great Dane.
Every meal he eats is from like a hot dog roller type thing. Like his joints are shit. If you, it would be like just stomping on a bag of chicken bones.
But I like what he said. Yeah, hang out in Fetterman's office all day or walk with him to the floor. It's the with him that's doing a lot of work there because he's stuck in the fucking in the that tunnel that's underneath Congress. Like he's stuck in there just doing figure eights. And then Davi's got to come and then just like direct him to where he's supposed to go.
Oh my God, that's so. He's deliberately slowing his pace so he can match the figure eight.
Yeah.
Again, and this guy doesn't even live in Israel.
I know.
He doesn't even. He's doing all this for Israel, and Israel sucks so much that he doesn't even want to live there.
The chatter around the office is usually, "Oh God, Safier is here," and now John's not going to go to any of his meetings. But like, I wish there was like, I don't know. I just wish there was a little bit more color about what is it like? What's this guy's deal in terms of like what's it like to hang out with him in the office all day?
I assume that they've like called him for comment and he said nothing. But like, what is his like when he goes into his office? Does he talk to the staffers there? Like, what does he talk?
Mean, it gets into this. The staffers say that like generally they don't have any complaints about him personally and find him to be like fairly like affable, easygoing guy. But they just question like what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, who the fuck is he? Where did he come from?
It says here, multiple staffers recall hearing about calls between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Fetterman that Safier listened in on. I mean, like, usually when a senator is having a phone conversation with a foreign head of state, like, don't you have to have, like, some sort of, to be read into some sort of security clearance to, like, be listening in on that call?
Yeah. You certainly can't just, your qualification has to be
hey,
more.
Chisel Dick, it's Mike Rizzo.
You need you need like more qualifications than this guy who like if you have a LinkedIn that's still up that calls you a storyteller, you should have the opposite of a security clearance.
As Safier's influence has grown, the senator's calls with Netanyahu have increased. On the calls, it is either Fetterman alone talking with the foreign leader or just the
That's generous.
Or just the senator, Safier and Netanyahu. Netanyahu's foreign press spokesperson did not respond to a request for comment. Safier would always stick around when Fetterman chatted with important dignitaries from other countries, another former staffer says. Recently, Safier was in attendance for meetings with the United Arab Emirates ambassador to the United States, according to multiple people with direct knowledge.
Shit meets poop.
The UAE ambassador did not respond to a request for comment. Now, it writes here, it's not odd for a politician to have a kitchen cabinet of informal advisors, longtime friends, academics, and former colleagues, but they typically offer much more structured, occasional advice, a chief of staff or current Democratic congressperson told me. Informed of Safier's close relationship with Fetterman, the chief of staff was stunned. It's definitely concerning, they said. When asked if they've heard of a similar arrangement, an unpaid advisor sitting in on meetings with diplomats and hanging out with a politician during working hours, the chief of staff said, truly, no. Remember the character on Veep that's like her friend from college that she brings in? She's I need outside advice. I need like her friend, and like she asked her like point blank, what do I do about this? And she's like, well,
there's a lot of things to do.
There's a lot of thought about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things to do. And the question is which one of them to do. Like,
yeah. Well, this is the premise of Corey in the House, basically.
Yeah.
That he's sort of like Davi Safier for like all these guys. I mean, I do like that they talk to like a Democratic staffer for comment, but it just, it's concerning that this random guy with no qualifications, okay, are you going to strip him of any of his committee assignments?
Yeah.
Are you going to do fucking anything about this? No? Okay.
The little-known advisor's growing influence within Fetterman's office comes at a time when the senator, deeply unpopular among Democrats in his home state, is being wooed by the Republicans to switch parties. He has claimed that it is the Democrats who have betrayed their values while insisting that he would be a poor fit in the Republican Party.
You'd be a poor fit in most things, I'd imagine.
I mean, he's married to an adult woman, like, immigrant or not, so I think that he's a little bit out of style currently.
Yeah. I mean, he can change that.
By the way, did you
I found a boy who gives me a towel. I'm not wet.
I don't even like towels.
Let me dry off in the fucking sun.
The Texas Republican primary just happened, and Ken Paxton won. Obviously, like, Texas is one of those states. I'm just like, no-go zone for me. Don't care what happens there. Don't care what happens.
I mean, look, lovely people when we were there, but like, you were all getting fucking,
But like, I'm not aware of, like, I suppose that this was made an issue, and I guess it will be made an issue running against James Tallarico the little like the special lad that they're a Democrat in Texas. But apparently Ken Paxton, like his prosecutor's office, just like this guy was like raping his son's best friend for like a 9-year-old boy for like months and was facing a life sentence, and they were just like, you could do like 60 days in jail and you don't have to do like register as a sex offender.
Is there any?
And he just got out, and I'm like, wait a second. Like, if you do that like as a prosecutor and then you're running for higher office, like, isn't that like, I don't know how should I put this, the worst possible thing you could do?
Yeah, isn't that like, what is the line for a Republican voter? Like, could Ken Paxton's friend like rape your kid personally and you'd be like, I like him? Like, they are like, this is what the Terran in StarCraft are like. They're not even biological entities at this point.
Yeah.
This is the Flood from Halo. This is a submental biological unit. You just point at something and they're like, duh.
Yeah, no, and like
they don't even think about it.
This was like, when we had Sweet Palma on. This is why like Texas is going to be Texas, right?
Yeah.
And best of luck to James Talrico or whatever. Like maybe he can do it, maybe he can't. I mean, personally, he doesn't really fire me up.
I don't give a shit.
I don't really give a shit.
I'm a dead ender for Crockett.
Yeah, I still support Jasmine.
Yeah,
he stole that from her.
Yeah.
But like as far as what happens in a state like Texas or Florida, my attitude now is like none of my business.
Yeah, no,
like just go.
I'm an accelerationist for those states. Like,
but I'm not a nihilist. I'm a responsible public citizen. So like civilized states, as we said, need to now like gerrymander or just set up the state government or to just disenfranchise Republican districts or Republican voters 100%, like entirely. Like were it possible to do like a 3/4 clause to the Constitution, but for people who vote in Republican primaries, like I would do it.
Yeah, and if you don't like it,
because like they're not sentient or ensouled enough to take part in elections. Like,
you cannot like look. And if they don't like it, you
move
can
to Texas.
Yeah, they can go to Texas, which by 2035 they are going to be having. This will be the only UFC cards that still happen. UFC Fight for Electricity in Texas, where the winner gets a month of electricity.
Like there should just be like a kind of a sorting out among the big mega states in America. Like all the smaller middle states, like they can kind of get in where they fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like if you want to live in like a modern civilization, you can live in like New York, Illinois, California, one of those big states. But if you want to live in like Mad Max Fury Road, but worse.
Yeah.
Like go to Texas, go to Florida, go to the states without income tax.
This is why, this is another thing that was so bad about Waco, This is why the federal irresponsibility and amateurness and disregard for life was so bad there. Because it for a generation, it turned people off of one of the best things the state does, which is kicks in your door and forces you at gunpoint to let your daughters learn how to read. The state is this beautiful organ that should flashbang your house and be like, you have to live in the 21st century with us, or you're going to and this is what we should be doing. But because they fucked up so bad at Waco, we can't.
Unfortunately,
I wish I was in charge.
Unfortunately, they killed all those girls rather than teaching them to read.
Exactly. That's what, exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, the way I would do it, but totally different.
Ken Paxton, it's just like, and like the guy he did it was like his friend. He's like my friend, the child rapist.
Yeah.
Like I made sure that he did 30 days in jail, is now free and not registered as a sex offender.
Maybe because he's been rehabilitated.
Yeah. Well,
maybe they did restorative justice.
Remember, like we talked just last week about how Thomas Massey lost his primary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess credit to Massey for like, being like every Congress has to have like the one libertarian who's like actually like is a nut, but is actually sort of believes in what he talks about.
Yeah.
And I guess like I'll give him a little credit for that, but like I'm sorry, you're still a Republican and have to run a Republican primary.
Yeah.
So that means that everyone who was already voting for you is a submental cretin.
Yeah.
So like you can't expect them to make like a principled argument about foreign policy when like King Bozo in the White House is just like, oh, like I'm not a pedophile, he is, and then they're like, "Buh."
Yeah. I don't like. I do not know how people are still doing the same argument I've been hearing about like a coalition with the right for the last fucking 5 years. Which like, okay, if a right winger like is 100% like no bullshit against Israel, fine. What I don't give a fuck. It's not even worth talking about. But I don't know how you can look at any of these primaries and think that is that is a constituency that exists at all.
Spencer reminded me. Remember the research we did on Monday, the Brian Austin Tyler Green or whatever. Like, his other big thing at the university is that he was a big like Trump is anti-war guy.
Oh, real genius. Yeah,
like, I think we've said it enough times. Despite the individually principled stances of 1 out of every 10,000 right-wing political or media figures, the voters and the people that they have to draw their support from, in no way, shape, or form, this century, last century, or in a million years, are ever going to represent a genuine anti-war or like anti-imperial politics.
No, yeah, and if you're just going for like sheer volume, the average rank and file Democratic voter is closer to where you want people to be on Israel by a million fucking degrees than the average Republican rank and file voter.
And
unfathomably
this is my idea about like the great sorting of America into like, you know, the mega states, and like hopefully like I don't know, maybe some sort of like 250 years. It's been a long time. The kids are in college. Maybe we can have some sort of amicable national split. Whereas like I would like to live in a country in which the average Democratic politician and voter is the most right-wing political formulation that in existence.
Yeah.
Like that's the right wing that needs to be fought and confronted. But like that's a right wing in which like a debate can take place or which politics can be contested.
Right.
A terrain. Whereas like the rest of them, just jug-hooting vampires. Like I don't know how else to describe them.
In the national divorce, I would even suggest that every blue state, we give one short-range ballistic missile to each red state that is leaving in the divorce so they can settle their differences with their new neighbors. I love this future. I would be a centrist in this thing. I would be my thing of like, we're going to do everything from red plenty. I'm going to do this command economy stuff. We're kicking in the doors. We're doing ready or not to every backwards idiot. If you're Amish, no, you're not. You got to be something else.
You live in the Appalachian Mountains? Sorry. Join the 21st century.
Yeah. Put down that banjo, pick up a synthesizer.
Yeah. You know, like, move to a city, be around other people. Don't just be in your own head with your own people like you all the time. It's bad for you. It's bad for everyone else. Get off the fucking internet. No more rural broadband access. It gave crazy people too much Facebook.
Yeah.
That was a huge mistake. We never should have done that.
It is now more illegal to give a child a smartphone than it is cigarettes. And it's gonna seem harsh at first. But when we unfuck stuff up and there's good TV shows again, you're gonna thank me.
Yep.
You are going to thank me. You're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy when you play video games and there's no more invisible walls or yellow paint denotes that you can climb on something. You're going to be so fucking...
Like, you're in New York, like, look, it'll still be like, it won't be like super, super hard borders. Like, we'll still get TV shows from the other America, like Landman. And that'll be like, if you're a fan of like anime, you can watch like the Taylor Sheridan shows and be like, oh, look what they're cooking up in the Texas state. In the new Texas country.
To be honest, Texas is, I give them 7 months before they're taken over by a cartel consortium. They're not surviving it. Like, they are getting overrun.
But, like, Taylor Sheridan, like, he would happily work for the cartel, too.
Oh, yeah. He would make a show called, like, Coke Man. And, like, an 85-year-old Billy Bob. That would be a pretty good show.
Forget, he wrote Sicario, which I think is, like, a great movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it'd be like, Cartel Man. And it'll be like Bill Bob Thornton, but he's Mexican.
That would be a great show.
That would be so good.
That would be great. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I could have forced David E. Kelly to write the real second season of Goliath instead of the Dexter guy. Oh, I'm going to make Dexter illegal. Can't wait for that. But yeah, no, that would be like being a weeb.
Yeah,
like you said, you'll be like, oh, I'm into... I really like traditional Indianan music, like Jason Aldean.
Like people in Brooklyn will be like doing like Toby Keith covers, you know, like real, you know, about like sort of world music is what we call it now.
Oh man, that's the old 97s are from Texas, and they're like, but we can like give them.
Like we'll give visas to anyone who wants or seeks refuge.
Well, they're like if Interpol were Hicks. They're great. Like they're not. I don't think they're involved in any of the stuff they're doing down there.
Well, thanks for indulging my little flight of fancy here. But now back to the Fetter Golem. His staffers are infuriated with their boss's untenable position in the Senate, and his buddy-buddy dynamic with Safier. Fetterman has largely sidetracked other legislative matters, a current staffer said, and is now spending most of his time focusing on Israel. A few people working for Fetterman have even begun to joke that he is the senator from Tel Aviv and call Safier chief because he has more power than the actual chief of staff. Cabell St. John, Fetterman's chief of staff, announced this week at a meeting she is leaving her position. Safier did not respond to repeated requests for comment from New York. In his few public interviews, mostly podcasts focused on Jewish life, Safier has said that he grew up on Long Island in an Orthodox community. As a young man, he relocated to a settlement in East Jerusalem, which is illegally occupied by Israel, according to the International Court of Justice, and studied the Talmud at Mir Yeshiva, the largest yeshiva in the world.
This is what I'm talking about.
This is not an impressive resume.
It's this, okay, so you basically studied for your bar mitzvah for 37 years.
You're like I want to pursue my studies in bar mitzvah into my 30s.
I hate when Jewish people do this. Like, this really looks bad for us. We were supposed to stop doing this when we left Russia. It made sense as a thing to do when you lived in Russia, and the only job.
I mean, that's like the most entertaining thing you could possibly do.
The only job, but your jobs were like ice farmer who gets like impaled by a dybbuk, or like Jewish studier of Jewish studies of Judaism. But it's like we have other stuff. Like, all this guy's ever done is Jewish studies. It's like, did you belong to a YMCA at one point? Did you play softball? Have you ever played kickball? What have been N64? You done that? Have you ever worn cargo shorts? Like, what does this guy know about the average American's life and needs and wants? Whose door like his family first door that's getting kicked in. Because you made it. He's going to be 89 years old and he's not going to be ready for his bar mitzvah, and that's all he's ever tried to do, and he hasn't accomplished it. You need to join the 21st century, buddy. It
says, but Safier's broader employment is unclear. He describes himself publicly only as a business professional, and his employers and occupations on
professional customer.
And his employers and occupations on political donations for him have been ambiguous, not applicable, consultant, self-employed. David has never really been forthcoming about what he does, a person close to Fetterman says. It's always been very like, oh, I'm in wealth management.
That's a great way to put it. That's a... if you get an allowance from your parents, you are in wealth management.
Yeah, I'm
managing my parents' wealth.
Yeah, I get wealth and I manage it.
Yeah,
it's in a checking account. It says here, on a 2018 donation form, Safier listed his employer as the Wolfson Group, a New York City-based family investments firm. It's unclear whether Safier is currently employed there, but over the last few years, he's told some in Fetterman's office that he works for the company, and his active email address is still linked to the firm. The Wolfson Group did not respond to a request for comment. The founder of the firm is Safier's grandfather, Zev Wolfson, a real estate magnate who died at the age of 84. The Israeli embassy to the United States posthumously recognized Wolfson as one of the greatest American contributors to the U.S.-Israel relationship, according to a Jerusalem Post obituary in the 1960s. Wolfson successfully convinced members of Congress to send phantom jets to Israel in the 1980s. He was personally responsible for saving Israel hundreds of millions of dollars in interest payments on U.S. government loans.
Oh my
In the
God.
1990s, he helped the Israeli military secure Patriot missiles. Wolfson was especially close with former Hawaii Senator Daniel Inouye. Was that how you say his name?
Inouye.
And former Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. He probably got him killed. He probably sent him out.
Yeah, he slimed him out.
Yeah, he slimed him out. But didn't relish the personal attention, nor did he put his name on buildings in the style of Donald Trump, the New York Times said in a late 1980s article. When Wolfson died in 2012, he left behind hundreds of millions in assets, according to court records, and the Wolfson Group, which is still run by Safier's uncles. So, like, okay.
Professional nephew. What business are you in? Oh, nephewry.
Nephewry. Like, okay, the family history of his grandfather and the Wolfson Group. I think it should be pretty clear by now what's going on here. This guy is a cutout for the Israeli intelligence. Like, he is Fetterman's handler.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Well, I suppose you would. I mean, he handled the clay that formed him into an animate being. Yeah,
this is like he studied the Talmud for his entire life, and this is the golem he creates.
Yeah.
If I had a dybbuk infestation, I would not call this asshole.
Sapier's work with Fetterman seems to follow in his grandfather's footsteps. In 2023, Bob Pincus, an AIPAC national board member, helped Fetterman set up a fundraiser in Midtown Manhattan with a member of our broader community, according to text I obtained. Sapier was a co-host of the event, and it appears he met Fetterman there for the first time. Pincus said in an email that he did not make an introduction between Sapier and Fetterman, but did respond to questions about helping facilitate the fundraising event. I mean, I think like the pattern here is like, I don't think it's like a one-to-one thing, but like it reminds me of the way that like Richie Torres is like the most pro-Israel congressman in Congress. And I don't know if he has like a friend or a handler like Fetterman does. He probably doesn't need one because he did not bring
right.
him.
Yeah, no, he can tie his
like,
shoes.
He does represent the poorest district in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I think Israel is very good at identifying sort of like the weak member of the herd.
Yeah,
and sort of like,
yeah.
And sort of like giving them everything that they want, or like a trip to Israel, or like giving them a little buddy, a little friend to talk to. And like, I mean, I think it's like, look, it's not like the most nefarious way to exert influence, but like it's pretty clear like this is a way influence is exercised over members of the U.S. Congress, Senate, or House of Representatives.
Yeah.
And like with Fetterman, like here's a guy who's like a dead man walking politically. Unless
a dead man walking physically.
Yeah, physically, politically, mentally, spiritually, morally, all these things.
Marriage-wise.
Yeah, like a guy who doesn't know where he is, a guy who's like, you know, basically like guys in white coats are chasing him with butterfly nets.
Yeah.
And they see someone like that and they're just like, oh, like maybe he said a few pro-Israel things in the past. And they're like, oh, like what if we gave him a friend?
Yeah, and it's, what do you know?
Yeah. And
what
now
do you
he's
fucking
the most
know?
pro-Israel senator in Washington.
Yeah. I like that. I know this was from that big Fetterman article we did a while ago. The thing about how like every time he like goes on TV and it doesn't turn into like a humiliating incident, his dad is like, good job.
Yeah.
Good job saying all the things I believe. And I assume his brother is probably like the same way. Yeah. I hasten to give Davi a compliment because of his incredibly unimpressive resume. But all those years of nephewry paid off because I think he outranks Fetter father and Fetter brother at this point, which is pretty amazing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Richie Torres, if you tried to give Richie Torres a friend, he would spit on you.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I don't need that. Get the fuck out of here. They're probably giving him like some type of charismatic animal to murder. They're like, here's a room filled with 20 elephants and a desert eagle, and you can just go to town. And he's like, oh, finally, boom, bang, bang, bang. But they did. I think you were dead on that. They target the runt of the litter.
Yeah. Multiple former staffers told me they did not personally dislike Safier. In their interactions, he was often chatty and jovial. They described him as friendly, if awkward, wholesome, and funny, with a childlike energy. But they were still perturbed that he had come out of nowhere politically and flattered his way into Fetterman's inner circle. And his praise of their boss could be strange. In his new role, Safier has taken to often publicly lauding the senator on X. Nobody on either side of the aisle is quite like Fetterman, a.k.a. the Secretary of Trolling, Safier posted recently.
Oh, that is a top keck.
Oh, did you see the White House posted something today about Harambe?
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, all the positive comments were from guys who are like moments from death. Like I've never seen more Korean War veterans under one post.
I saw a guy from the Claremont Institute at Stanford was just like, truly, patriots are in control. What a delicious post.
You should,
Harambe.
Yeah, if we had a blackout for 30 minutes, you would be my sex slave. The guy who posted that. You would be chained to my radiator, and I'd be renting out your ass to my friends.
Well, not me. I mean, I'm not.
No, you wouldn't do it. No. I mean, like my bad friends. Like I have friends who are bad who are into that. I wouldn't do it. I'm just doing it for like whatever the currency is.
Fetterman, aka Secretary of Trolling, Safier posted recently. Last year he retweeted an odd AI generated video of Fetterman, and earlier this year posted a slowed down clip of Fetterman walking with staff overlaid with Sia's Unstoppable. Now,
I don't think you need to slow down the walking.
When I read this, I was like, he posted a slowed down clip of Fetterman walking. I'm fairly certain that was just a regular clip of Fetterman walking.
Yeah, and also like unstoppable is not he's a very stoppable person.
Yeah, adore.
Yeah, unstoppable unless it's my son's birthday. I feel kind of sad that day. Unstoppable unless you're a solid object and he's in a car.
Fetterman's withdrawal from his fellow Democrats has only increased Safir's sway. In December 2025, Talking Points memo reported on a letter purportedly written by Fetterman that asked Israel's President Isaac Herzog to pardon Netanyahu over charges in his corruption case. Like, why is a senator from Pennsylvania writing a personal letter to the president of Israel to pardon their prime minister for his egregious corruption?
Think about being like the guy who, the one guy with the job in Braddock, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
After
and you
Fetterman
read this.
and you're like, you were supposed to get us federal funds for our bowling alley. You betrayed us. He should have a Hanukkah carol. That's what John Fetterman should have, where all the people from Braddock are like, yo, you're supposed to get us a new gas station. We spending all this time on netting Yahoo. Well, you say you were going to get us a second basketball hoop.
I thought Netanyahu was kind of Wawa. We only got Wawa in Braddock.
John, you said you was going to get us IMAXs. I now find you writing all these letters.
It says, according to 5 current and former staffers, the letter wasn't drafted by anyone in the senator's office. 2 say Safir passed it along to Fetterman to be signed on Senate letterhead.
That's encouraging. Yeah.
So
don't even look at it, John.
No,
just sign.
He's using this giant lump of clay like a fucking like a sock puppet. He's just like talking to him. He's like, sign this, Mr. Fetterman. No, he probably thought. I mean, I feel bad. I almost feel bad for him in a way because I think there's just something comes across his desk and they're like, Mr. Fetterman, like, please sign this law that will give Braddock a second basketball hoop. And then, but it's a bill to like praise the execution of all 7-year-olds in Israeli custody.
Mr. Fetterman, we're finally going to do it. We are going to get Braddock on the Pony Express. Okay, I'll just fucking sign it. And he obviously cannot read it. And what do you know? It is a bill that pays $70 billion in restitution to Jonathan Pollard. It's completely out of the Braddock Electrification Fund.
National measure using taxpayer money to add Brett Ratner to the Weaponization Victims Fund.
Yeah.
By early this year, many of Fetterman's staff were incredulous and exhausted. In private,
what did you guys expect?
In private, their boss was acting like a Republican, they say. In January 2026, Fetterman sent...
He was touching on him.
He was staff, yep. In January 2026, Fetterman sent to a group chat with staffers a screenshot of an article headline about how the average working family spends nearly $4,000 annually on healthcare. How should it cost? Free? He complained in the text, which I obtained. Quote, this is Fetterman from the text. I don't even understand what affordability is.
I believe you. I believe you.
I don't understand what affordability it is.
This is the guy, by the way, every interview he goes, I actually think it's gay to worry about all the people ICE killed. We should care about kitchen chair issue.
Listen to this. In the same month after the Epstein files were released, Fetterman texted a staffer,
how do I get into them?
Epstein was a nothing burger. Worst pics I've seen were from Clinton, LOL.
I couldn't even beat off to them for that long.
Listen to this. When Alex Preddy was killed by ICE in Minneapolis, Fetterman was consumed with grievances about how Democrats were hypocrites for defending Preddy's right to legally carry a firearm. Carl Rittenhouse brought a gun into a protest. He was roundly condemned for that. Why are now Democrats defending the nurse? It was legal to carry both legal weapons. Square that, he texted. Well, okay, John, it's because one of them used the gun to kill someone and the other didn't. The other was just killed without even touching his gun. Like,
one had a trial also where he was acquitted after he shot and killed people. The other was executed on the fucking spot.
Yeah. The blowback Fetterman has received from Democratic voters has fueled the rumors that he might switch parties. His net approval rating among Pennsylvania Democrats has dropped 108 points since 2033, from plus 68 to minus 40, according to CNN.
That's awesome.
It's a massive swing, and Fetterman has had trouble adjusting. Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Last summer, okay. This is amazing. Listen to this. Last summer, Fetterman called a rare meeting with senior staff to ruminate about his political future. The presidency still intrigued him. Four staffers, it gets even better. 4 staffers say he used to openly talk about running for president. but it had been a bruising few months. This is like, imagine him running for president coming off Joe Biden running for president.
Yeah.
That would be even better.
This is so...
Like, can we get a guy to run for president who is even less articulate and mentally, competent than Joe Biden?
You know how we use the example of like the shitty son thing, being like, I can't get a job. The economy is too bad.
Yeah.
This is like the thing where this is the evolution of that. No, I'm not going to apply to be a bagger at the grocery store. I will only be an investment banker or nothing. I will if you can find me a job that pays $370,000 an hour, and I work 2 days a week.
Otherwise, there's no fucking point.
There's no point in it. I don't want to do it. The jobs I want to be Christmas Jones from the James Bond movie, the nuclear physicist who is Denise Richards, or I want to keep playing video games.
Or I want to be James Bond.
Yeah, or nothing. Those are the only 3 jobs I want.
He used to talk openly about running for president. This is even better though. He floated something more realistic. Vice president on the Democratic Party's 2028 ticket.
Very humble.
Almost all of us had our jaws on the floor. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? You don't do your job. You can't raise money, and your entire party hates you. A person was in the room says. But like,
what did he say? Did they?
But who's vice president?
Yeah,
I love that he just said vice president is not something that you run for.
Right.
I mean, I guess you can sort of like campaign behind the scenes to get on someone's ticket, but like, what is the value add?
That is such an 1812 ambition.
Aaron Burr over here.
Yeah. Right. Similar to how, say, if you're
Aaron Burr actually no. When Aaron Burr became vice president, it was because originally.
Oh no!
It was the second number. The guy who got the second amount of votes. To be vice president, and he actually tied Thomas Jefferson, but voluntarily chose the vice president slot.
But yeah, he like. It is sort of like how Safe here is a professional nephew. He's like, my future is being the president's best friend.
Yeah.
That's my next job.
I mean, honestly, he should just make Aliyah. He should convert to Judaism.
Yeah.
Like that, he would be so much happier.
They'd take him. They've taken some real fucking losers. They would take him.
I mean, his head is already circumcised.
Yeah.
Skull.
I mean, because like, what else is there? Like, they will give a think tank job to anyone. And they will endure, any think tank will endure the barbs of people going, but this guy physically can't think. He'll die if he tries. But he doesn't want to do, like, he's such a piece of shit.
The word think is in it.
Right.
If it were just a tank job where he...
But he yeah, just being Baron Harkonnen.
He just sits in a tank. Yeah.
But like, he's such a piece of shit that if you gave him what is like a
highly remunerated like make work job where you can get on TV and like go to fucking fancy events and shit like that.
He would find a way to bitch about it.
Yeah.
He would do it wrong. He would show up to the office like 5 days a week and be like, they don't fucking give me anything to do. And then he would repost like a gore video. And they'd be like, we have to like apologize for you doing that. And he's like, I don't, it's just what I believe.
Everyone's against me.
Against me for what I believe? And they're like, what do you mean what you believe? It's a video of an elephant being blown up with C4. And the elephant has an Islamic crescent superimposed over it with AI. And he goes, do you want me to fucking die? And then he holds his breath and falls down. That's his entire employment with the American Enterprise Institute.
But the sad thing about that is if they gave him like a job at the American Enterprise Institute or the Heritage Foundation or the Searchlight Institute, he wouldn't get to be friends with Davi anymore because unfortunately Davi would have to move on
to bigger and better.
Yeah. Like Davi would have to like be friends with someone who actually like can affect policy or have clout.
Yeah. Davi working for a future president, John Shapiro. What a clash of personalities that would be. You trying to backdoor me, young bloke? I see you talking sweet.
It be your own ones.
You see you talking sweet. I call them peoples. I call the poo-poo
man. Last paragraph, it says, a former senior staffer told me they expect Safir to keep his informal advisory role during that time. Earlier this year, the senator asked that Safier have access to his schedule. And a few weeks ago, Safier accompanied Fetterman on a series of fundraisers in New Jersey and New York City, according to multiple people with direct knowledge. Becoming an actual full-time staffer would mean an entirely different workload for Safier with significantly more scrutiny. It blows the whole thing up, the former senior staffer says. Safier seems to want a job more like that of his grandfather, Zev Wolfson, whose pro-Israel lobbying efforts in Congress were entirely under the radar without any fanfare or publicity, according to Jerusalem Post. Those efforts were also incredibly successful. He's getting what he wants, the senior staff says of Safier. John will go where he wants, when he wants. Well, I mean, like, he is under his, like, command. I mean,
yeah. Has he, like, taken out any of Davi's enemies? Do you think Davi, like, physically rides him? What is it? I haven't looked up a picture of this.
He's like a very short. So like, I wouldn't say like ugly guy, but like he's sort of like, you know, a very nebbish looking gentleman. I would say
all right. Davi, how is? Oh yeah, he's a little man.
Yeah,
he could definitely ride Fetterman. God, who does he look like? There's someone he looks like that. It's really bugging me. I can't put my finger on it. But anyway, yeah, how do you not? If this was a real country, like. Just for national security, you would get Fetterman off every committee except for like the parade committee. And he wouldn't care. He wouldn't know. He'd have no idea. You put him on it. Just the only committee he's on is like the American National State Fair Committee. That way he would be fine with that.
But fucking CNC Music Factory won't call me back. They fucking hate me.
They said that someone told me that one of the Milli Vanilli died because they didn't like me.
Morris Day is against me.
The chestnuts. I don't even fucking eat one.
But like, I guess like in summation here, like I think closing that article being like, he's doing the job that his grandfather did, like a multi-generation like network of grandfathers, nephews, and uncles who are like, you know, like Zionist agents, like you know, sort of exerting influence over American government, you know, through sort of, I don't know, official and unofficial means, you know, like just so hey, so one way or another, Israel just seems to keep getting whatever it wants. But like they mentioned that like all that was like by the previous generation, it was done like nobody knew their name.
It did not involve like rabbinical magics like this one.
No one knew their name. They got everything they wanted, and I think the fact that we know about Davi is like it shows like to keep exerting that same kind of influence, like they have to like it's going to have to be a little bit more. Out in the open now,
right? You have to see the hands piloting the golem,
and now you really see like this guy and his golem, and the influence has to be exerted, like not through like very covert or sort of subtle means that like exercise power, so like no one knows your names. Now you literally need like a guy who had a stroke who doesn't know where he is half of the time. And just like to tell him to do what Israel wants, and and he does it, and this is all just in front of his own staff, who are like, "Who is this guy, and why is it like? Can we get a basketball hoop for Braddock?
Yeah,
can like that's what he came to DC to do? And like now he's like just in Jerusalem half of the time, or in Tel Aviv. Like,
Braddock's ice machine is down.
Summer's coming up.
Yeah,
what the fuck are they gonna do?
Bro, we promised Braddock a freestyle machine 8 years ago. A freestyle machine would save Braddock.
But they explain it to Fetterman. He's like, people want free soda. You got to pay for the soda.
It's
not free.
If he tried to use a freestyle machine, it would be like when Wile E. Coyote opens a bag of dynamite.
Like Charlie Chaplin working at the factory, you know.
That would be that would end in tears. That would be a brutal situation for him. I love like the idea of a guy. I would. If this was on Polymarket, will John Fetterman cry in front of a Coke freestyle machine? $20,000 on yes.
That's easy money right there. If you want to,
that guy is like, I want to be even more in the public eye. He's awesome.
Like you did. I think I missed it in the article, but like I believe on his LinkedIn he did list his profession as storyteller.
That is a classic not unemployed man tactic. Oh, what an American life.
Yeah. And again, like I think it's funny that like I know he moved to a settlement in East Jerusalem, but I think it's funny that this guy doesn't even live in Israel.
No, he like a lot of people he briefly did and was like, "Ooh, this sucks. Oh, this kind of blows."
It's like it's much easier to be like the most Jewish guy in the world in America, because if you live in Israel, then you find like there's like
they're pros.
They're like 80,000 people. They're like more Jewish than you are in a way that it like makes it like life unbearable.
It is
like, to be around them.
It is it is like when you're like the best high school football player in South Dakota.
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
go
And
to
then
like,
you go like Florida or Texas. Yeah. Like,
you are meeting people who they have spent their life at this art. Like you're not better than them.
well, I guess that I think we should wrap it up there. That does it for another great, I think, a really interesting piece of Fetterman lore. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Fetter Golem. Like but the thing is, like, when you create a golem, make sure that you get the spelling of the Hebrew, like the Hebrew characters for life, the Hebrew characters for life and death. If you like, I think if you remove one sort of stroke, like it changes the meaning, and then your golem will be evil.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And lest we forget, the point of a golem is to be good.
Yeah.
It's like to protect your town. Do you think Davi was the one who got RXK's Bandcamp banned?
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be. I mean, like,
Yeah.
shit, like he's in the office all day.
He's spending a lot of time.
He's spending a
on
lot of
that,
time
yeah.
in the office, you know, like, I'm
Yeah.
sure I guarantee you Davi knows about the RXK Nephew song.
Oh no, he did. He's had multiple meetings about it. They probably keep trying to poison RXK Nephew and nothing works. They're trying to jab him with like that evil fentanyl spray, and he's just like, "Damn, damn, I feel good."
But like, okay, another polymarket bet. Polymarket bet on like, will Fetterman in some sort of insensate rage like crush Davi's skull?
Oh, that's a good like outside bet. That's a good like hedge.
You know, like one
Yeah.
of those like a chimp that goes nuts and like kills its
I
owner
could
after like 30 years.
So
like,
see him in a Travis
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
And he like, what's so sad about it is like he won't know that he's killing Davi.
yeah, yeah,
Like he'll just be like, "Oh, I have to throw Davi to tell him that he can't tell me where to get lunch."
and like
But he'll like throw him out of like the 60th
he just
story.
like, he just like ragdolls his little body. Like
Yeah.
his skull is just like a bag of mush. And then they're like, and because he's John Fetterman, I don't know, they'll cover it up and be like, "Hey, sometimes senators do that. It's an accident. It was an accident."
Right. No, they
Yeah.
won't even tell. They'll be like, "Oh, Davi's sick for 3 weeks," and then they'll just be like,
No, but
"Does
like,
Davi have like a cousin?"
No, but
they'll be like, "Oh, he's back."
like he's in the office, and then he'll just be like, "Where's Davi?"
And then
Whereas
like,
they're like, "We can't tell him. We can't tell him that he killed Davi. It'll break him."
Davi's on a special mission to repair your friendship. They're
like-
just spending the entire time trying to find like the guy who looks most like Davi.
It's like another nephew. It's like, be like, "Oh, Davi had to do important yeshiva business back."
He's still not ready for his bar mitzvah.
Here's Davi's cousin, like Shavi or Tal or something, and he's like,
Zipro.
It's like Roy on The Simpsons. He's like got a skateboard or something. It's like, "Hey, Mr. F, what's up? What's happening?" He's like the Zoomer version of that. He's got like a little yarmulke on top of like a broccoli bussin haircut.
He just keeps killing Saphirs. He's gonna wipe out the entire bloodline.
No, there's plenty more where that came from.
Oh yeah, no, they're.
I mean, it's a small price to pay for having, I don't know, one of 50 U.S. senators. Just like, I know that AIPAC and like Israel, they exert, like they basically own Congress, right?
Yeah.
But like to have a senator, which is only 50 of them, to have one of them that like you would like, not just like you have them bribed off to support your agenda, but like they don't even have to bribe Fetterman. They just gave him a friend, and like he will literally say and do anything they tell him.
Yeah.
Anything. That's one of 50 people in the world.
Oh, well, 100, but
Out of 100, yeah, sorry.
But yeah, no. It's. I mean, you know, going back to Trump's imagination in his first term limiting his grafting, this is not just a lack of imagination. This is the physical inability to have one. If Fetterman was trying to graft from his office, he would pass out trying to think of things. This is all he wants, is someone to like him.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me that he people like this who everything they do is motivated by praise, but they can't put two and two together. They can't realize that like if they keep getting praised by Republicans, they're going to piss off a lot of Democrats necessarily. Especially with the things that Fetterman speaks.
Especially in politics, by definition.
Yeah, if you're a U.S. senator,
yeah. Like the praise that you get from like ideally your constituents is like directly proportional to the amount of ire that you raise among people who are from the other party. Or
yeah, and it is spending like 2 or 3 years now. Just every media appearance you have, you're like, oh yeah, all the stuff you care about is gay and it's boring.
What even is affordability?
Yeah, what's it? Well, doing that where doing that where it's like, oh yeah, if you care about like these summary executions of American citizens, you're gay. I care about kitchen sink issues, which don't include healthcare costs, affordability, or anything to do
Social
with
Security, any of that.
Really,
like,
I just care about like the ballroom in Israel.
yeah.
And then you're like your public image, just like how before the stroke, his public image was that of a hyper-partisan left liberal, like blue sky lib, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, so what Republicans were mad at me. Why? And it's like, I don't know, asshole, guess. Now, when he's doing just telling Democrats that all the stuff that they like is gay.
And like immigration too, right? Like
something he ran on, by the way.
And like not to mention his wife.
Yeah. And he's doing the same thing now. These people are acting like I betrayed them or something. Gee, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Everyone's so unfair.
There's such a thing as being like too insensitive to the perceptions of other people, right? Like you can be so your heart can be so hardened that you kind of like lose touch. But some amount is good. There's a correct zone there somewhere, and he has all the disadvantages of someone who is both cold to it and hypersensitive to it.
Yeah,
it's so weird. It's almost like he has severe brain damage. I don't know what happened.
I mean, like I love that. Like we've done so many articles now that are all based on like the dozens and dozens of people who have worked in that office, and like people are still working there.
They still apply there.
Like, and I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know. Go on, just give your name. Like, no, you're never gonna work in politics again anyway. Like,
if you want to work in politics again after this, like, fuck you. Like, you are a loser.
What did you think you were doing? Like,
I just,
All right. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. That does it for today's show.